What's up, fam? Hope everybody's doing well. So we have a new manufacturer, a new brand to the channel. This is SRM knives. Now this is a fairly new line from them. This particular one here was a Blade Show exclusive, but there's going to be a lot of information in this video because there's a couple of different options that you can get for this model, and then there's submodels. But there's some really cool stuff about this specific knife that you guys are going to want to see. So we're just going to jump into it, do our typical close-up stuff, and then we'll go through everything with the knife itself. So this is the SRM. This specific model is the 255L-TX2. So this one is titanium, and then the blade is a 3-layer composite. We'll go over all of that information here as well. So this was a lasered and anodized, I believe, titanium. You've got the pivot collars there, titanium as well. T6 hardware. Really nice, open, fairly open construction, but you do have a small backspacer here. That is a G10 backspacer, if I'm not mistaken. Looks to be G10, and then you have a titanium lanyard pin there. Backside you have SRMs. I'm not sure if this is patented or not, but it has a very interesting pocket clip design. And then it has another kind of scene here etched on the back. Now I have carried this a lot, so with that being said, the pocket clip does eat the, it does move, as you can see there. So it does scratch up the titanium. Not a problem for me, but it's just something that if you want to, if you may need to be aware of. Now, coming in and taking a look at this really nice drop point blade. Got a full length, almost full length swedge there. SRM branding there. Again, I apologize for the dirt and stuff there. There you can see the composite there. There's your model number. Thumb studs. Thumb studs work really, really great on this knife. You can see that the thumb studs are your blade stop when it comes down, so you do get that impact when you close the knife. You can see that on the thumb studs as well. Really fantastic job sharpening on this knife. Everything looks really good. Tip is perfect. Really nice sharpening choil. I mean, just a fantastic job there. Got a ton of room to sharpen. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hardware. So your T8 for your pivot is great. T6s so far are really good. This one's got just a hair wiggle to it. Just a little bit on that one. Just a little bit on that one. So nothing too shabby there. So yeah, a really nice knife from SRM. This is available, like I said, in a ton of different options, and this is probably the nicest SRM I have ever seen. Got to play with this a little bit at Blade Show, and then actually this specific one was gifted to me from my friend Shane with TACCOM. So this knife means a whole lot to me. I was helping him out with his booth a few times, and again, I think this was just a thank you for that. So talking about the blade here, so this specific one, and they have a couple of different variations with this blade steel. So it's a 3-layer composite with the center or the main steel being a 140 CR, which is the equivalent. It's basically S35 from what I understand. It's a very equivalent steel to S35 VN. I'm not sure what the other layers are, but that is what the core is. Now they do offer some budget options, some even more budget options with 10 CR that do not have the composite. Now the ones with the composite, blades, you're looking anywhere from $70 up to about $105. So these are the composite knives are available on Smoky Mountain's website. So I'm going to link that, but they do not have the titanium released as of yet, as far as I can tell. They have carbon fiber and G10 options, and there's a couple of different options with each of those. Really cool thing about this crossbar lock system, though, and we're going to show this here in just a second, is it is a monoframe crossbar lock system. So there isn't a liner or anything like that inside the knife itself. The entire crossbar lock, the entire system, all of the action is housed within this monoframe, which makes the knife ridiculously light, number one. So for a full titanium knife, you are looking at 3.3 ounces on a full titanium crossbar lock knife. This guy is, I didn't grab the measurements here. So we're right at 7.5, just under 7.5 inches overall. Right at a 3-inch cutting edge, 3.25 inch blade, 3-inch cutting edge. So again, for all titanium, that's really good. Now the G10 versions and the carbon fiber versions, I know are going to weigh even less, but they all have that same, excuse me, the same form factor. Again, anywhere between 70 and 105 bucks. Now the 10CR options are not available on Smoky Mountain. Those are available from what I can see on SRM's website, and those are even cheaper. But action-wise, we'll go into some of that stuff for the guys that don't want to see the particulars on the guts of this thing, because we are going to tear this guy open. So action, phenomenal. Probably one of, if not the best crossbar lock I've had in quite a while. Really, really phenomenal. Super, super, super smooth. Very, very light spring. But because of the geometry on the blade itself, so the interface between the crossbar lock and the blade are done really, really well. And because of that, you get a really nice snappy action without having to tear your thumb up pulling that crossbar lock back. So it has a very lightweight actual Omega spring, but because that geometry is done so well, you've got a really, really, really nice responsive thumb stud action. Thumb studs are done really well. The jimping on the crossbar lock is done really well. Ergonomics, it's a very straightforward handle. It's a very neutral handle shape. It's, kind of one of those things that's not breaking any molds with this handle shape. But when you put that thing in your hand, it is awesome. It just feels great. It melts in the hand. No need to choke up. You do kind of have a little bit of a choke up point there if you wanted it, but no need for that. No jimping on the back. I would like to see that again. If you want to have it in your left hand, you can certainly do so, although this is an extremely ambidextrous knife and it's very easy to flip back and forth. We'll go over that, but without the pocket clip on this side, again, the way I usually use my knives, it is, all day, every day. You do feel the pocket clip a little bit if you have it in the correct hand. In the right hand, just a little bit of that bill, you feel that. And it does kind of move around a little bit whenever you're opening the knife, closing the knife, reverse flicking, just fidgeting with it. You do get a little bit of movement, especially if you use that pocket clip to pull back on, and that's where you get that scratch at. So you're holding that pocket clip and using that to fire off. You do get a little bit of that scratching pattern. Now, with that being said, if you have the carbon fiber or the G10 version, I don't think you'll see that. That's probably why they haven't come out with the titanium versions yet. But with that being said, I am going to, and shout out to Mr. Said Stevie at the EDC Roundtable. I'm going to use his business card here, slide this up underneath, and all you got to do is you pinch your pocket clip together and push it out. Well, now I'm trying to do it on camera. I can't do it. There you go. So you just pinch it and push it out. And I'm just using the business card to keep from scratching up the titanium anymore. But there's the other scene that's on the back of it, which again is really cool. There you can see the scratching from it. I've removed the clip a few times and moved it back and forth. But you do get that with this style clip. So that is the only downside to having that on a titanium knife. But there's your clip design. So it just slides down and it clicks in. I've not had any issues with this coming out accidentally. It's honestly not the easiest thing. I mean, it's really easy, but it's not something that's like, oh, I did it by accident kind of easy. If that makes any sense to you. If not, I apologize. But we're going to go ahead and just pull this thing apart real quick. This is not something that I've done yet. So we're going to do this together. But just going to crack this thing open and see what that monoframe looks like. So let's get these screws out. I had a little bit of Loctite there. I was afraid I might have to break out my other driver, but not too bad. Not too much Loctite, just enough there. So they are different size screws, so you'll have to make sure you pay attention to that if you get this knife and disassemble it. Do have a captured pivot. And we've got some Loctite on that pivot too, but no big deal. Got a long pivot here. Try to get this pivot out. Or get this screw out. There we go. Got a really nice long pivot screw. That's in there very well. Again, you've got some Loctite in there. Oh, no, remember. I Loctited that pivot. I thought I recognized that. It's my VC3 in there. But won't have to worry about that pivot ever moving. Let's go ahead and pull this apart. So again, you have your milled titanium, and there is a, that is very interesting. There's actually a rubber washer right there. I'm not sure what that is for. That is extremely interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and just peel off this extra BC3 that I had in there. So there you can see that mono system. Yeah, let me just zoom in here. So you can see that entire piece is all, move the backspacer out. So that's it. That is your entire frame. And it looks like, oh, okay. So that's a little screw there, or a little nut that goes on the pivot itself that captures everything together. That is very interesting. So a really cool system. Don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. Again, very well done. Absolutely epic execution on everything as far as I'm concerned. This makes me really excited for what this company has in store in the future. Their quality has become really good. I've seen a couple of channels talk about excuse me, some of their recent stuff, and it's all been very well received. So I'm assuming that's going to continue to be a thing. Get this rubber. So that might be a something that needs to be kind of, oh shit. Be right back. Alrighty. We are back. So I got to put my backspacer back in. So that might be one thing. What I was saying was that might be one thing that is kind of a bad side to this design, is that whatever that O-ring is there, whatever it's for, you do have to make sure that that is centered and not getting smushed into the well, what am I doing wrong? Oh, I had the backspacer. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's already been a long night, guys. I had the backspacer in backwards. So again, you want to make sure that that O-ring is centered and not squishing up through the pivot hole there. So let's go ahead and put this screw back in. This will be the main one that holds everything together, and then we can just go from there. There we go. So that'll keep me from having to worry about anything falling apart. So yeah, again, just a, like I said, I really like the innovation behind this. I haven't personally seen anything quite to the exactly like this. I have seen on like the mini nightshade has sort of a similar thing going on, but it's not quite exactly the same. It's not mono. It's not monoframe like this, so it's not. Yeah, again, it's not exactly the same, but kind of similar. Anyway, very interested in the longevity of this stuff and seeing how this company continues to advance through with everything. They're get this adjusted here. Quality control seems to be really good with them as well. I did get, like I said, I played with a couple of these at Blade Show, and they all felt really nice. There we go. That's about right. Yeah, that's good. But yeah. And then all you got to do for the pocket clip is you just slide it in here. I'm not going to worry about putting that business card back under it. You just slide it in there, and it just clicks in. That's all she wrote. So, fantastic, fantastic knife. Now, I have carried this thing, so I guess we'll see how good this stuff holds up. I've carried and used it, so it still seems to be really good. I haven't used a ton, but it has been used to cut some chunks of wood off of reels and stuff like that, so especially towards that tip. So let's see how that's holding up. So yeah, it probably needs a strop there towards the tip, but the rest of the blade is still extremely, extremely sharp. Like I said, it has been carried and used. So what do you guys think? Is this something you guys are excited about? You could care less about? Let me know. It's like I said, it's one that I do really enjoy. And I'm excited. Like I said, I think I would even like to get one of the titanium versions as well. They do offer a coated blade option that looks really sick, in my opinion, especially with the carbon fiber. So, all right, well, I really appreciate you guys for hanging out. As always, check out the links down below. And, you know, be kind, be humble, be EDC. Take care.